Well, it took me a while to get situated this morning. I've been out of town all week for work and got back in yesterday, and none of my stuff was ready. So I had to get up this morning and get my backpack packed. I had to totally start from scratch this morning, so I got out here about 5 minutes after shooting light, and by the time I got all my gear up in the tree and set up, it's about 10 minutes till sunrise now, so it's been shooting light now for about 20 minutes. But rut activity has exploded in the past week. Yesterday when I got home, I checked some trail cameras, and the bucks are starting to show up. I've got 2 different 8 points that have showed up now in the past 3 days, and they're hitting scrapes. They're starting to make more rubs. They're starting to chase. Seeing a lot more dead deer on the side of the road now, so I'm going to hit it for the next 3 days here every morning. At least the next 3 days, maybe 4 days if I could get out here Monday morning. I don't know. Work is pretty tight right now, so let's see what happens. It was this weekend last year, I believe it was, that I missed the biggest buck that I've ever seen over here. So let's hope that they're moving and coming through again. I'm shocked by the lack of activity this morning. The wind is perfect. The temperature is really good. Oh, shoot. It was a full moon last night. Man, I forgot about that. I bet those deer were up feeding all night long. Because it only got down to 33 last night, after being down around 20 or in the teens the previous nights. Well, maybe I can get lucky and catch some passing back through on their way to the bedding area. On a side note, I took today off work to be able to hunt because I've traveled so much lately. I can't even focus on hunting because of so many people at work trying to ask me questions and get me to call into conference calls. It's a little frustrating when you come out here and you can't even relax and unwind because you're so stressed about work. This is where I come to de-stress and unwind. Well, I'm totally confused. I don't know what's going on. I mean, this is my number one stand. I've got a trail camera about 80 yards across the field in front of me. Oh, shoot. I start to say I'm not seeing anything. But as soon as I start talking, there come 3 does walking across the field. I'm sorry. 1 doe and 2 fawns. So I was about to get down and leave because I was frustrated and stressed about work. But they're crossing a lot higher than where they have in the past. That could explain a few things. I couldn't get them. They were moving across the field very quickly. I think it's the same 3 that I saw earlier this morning way across the road in the field across the road over there. So let me hang out a little bit longer and see if anything follows them out of the woods. Alright, so I got my lens changed back out now after the interview when those does came through on me. Directly across the field, right over there, is where my trail camera is sitting. So I'll zoom in on it so you can see there's a trail that goes into the woods right there. So my trail camera is sitting right over there directly across the field from where I'm at. I've got a mock scrape over there, and they have been hammering that mock scrape, but most of it's been at night. Those does, and that right there is where the deer used to always come out of. Those does, actually, zoom out here. If I pan up and to the left, go up the hill, keep going up, keep going up, keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. Up in that corner up there. Those does came out from that corner up there. So, I had a very narrow sight window to see them. But that's very different. If they're going to start crossing up there, I'm going to have to reevaluate how I hunt this spot because, I don't know. I can't go up there and hunt down this direction because then I'm shooting towards the road. I would rather be hunting down here closer to the road and shooting away from the road. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to evaluate how to do this now. Something has spooked those deer. And they came back. That's kind of weird. They crossed well above me. And then something spooked them in the woods. I heard them blow. And then come running back across the field, so. Alright, well. I'm calling it a morning. It was good to get out here. I don't normally get to hunt during the week, but considering my work schedule for the past week has been so crazy and I was traveling and putting in 10-hour days or so or more each day, I decided plan was to take this Friday off and to hunt all day. Well, unfortunately, work's not going to let that happen. I'm going to have to go back and start working again around noon. I've got a big proposal going out next week, and so I've got to get things wrapped up on that. And it's hard to relax and enjoy the woods and focus when you're stressed about other stuff. And it's easy to say. I mean, it's I'm pretty stressed about this proposal. It's a pretty big deal, and the fact that everyone else is trying to reach me to have questions answered and ask for clarification and guidance on some stuff, it's just not working out today for me to be out here. I did get to see those deer. I'm pretty sure it was the same deer that I saw across the road because it looked like one doe and two fawns. So that's good. I was afraid today was going to be another bust in this stand, which is just unusual because this has by far been my most productive stand on the farm anywhere. So and the wind has changed direction now. I think I mentioned in a previous video, this stand works so much better when the wind's out of the north. Well, the wind was coming out of the north at daylight, and it has shifted as the day has moved, as the morning has progressed, and now it's coming out of the southeast. And this hillside and this stand location, it's never as productive with a south wind. And the north wind is always so much more productive here. So I'm going to start taking my stuff down, head back to the house, do some work, and hopefully I'll be able to come out here all day tomorrow and not be stressed about work. So we're going to see if that works. Until then.